I never thought that this is a moment that is actually happening. Let's just rewind a bit. So, in I think March 2021, it was the birth of a brand called Hindash Cosmetics. The brand by the person Hindash. They came out with a palette called the Beautopsy. Beautopsy, I still don't know how to pronounce the different parts of that word, so let's call it the Beautopsy palette. That palette was very special. It was something fairly new because it was these gradients in the pan. From what I remember, that was a very, very successful launch, and I remember that it was sold out very, very fast. Fast forward 1.5 years later, if I remember that also correctly, in August 2022, the new Monochromance palette came out together with some liquid eyeshadows, those color fluids, and the viral shade Boy Tears. That Monochromance palette, or Monochromance palette, oh my god, I thought I forgot a part of the word. But that palette also got very, very viral, but that was the moment when I was more into these higher brands and when I had an eye out on Hindash and I was watching the releases. And sadly, that post does not exist anymore. But there was a post for the palette. You know, the regular, hey, here's a palette, here's a peek inside, and here are some swatches on different colored arms. And these swatches, I swear to God, were photoshopped. It was basically the pan copied, pasted onto that arm. At least that's what I think. I was never proven wrong. I was never said, hey, these are real, here's the behind the scenes. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Because back then, I got a really nasty comment back from Hindash. He basically, and sadly that post, as I said, does not exist anymore, so I can't screenshot it. Basically, I was told that I don't know what I'm talking about, and these are not photoshopped, and I have no clue. That's it. That was the moment when I was like, okay, not this brand for me. Fast forward again to 2024, it got very, very quiet around Hindash. Nothing really happened. Every once in a while, somebody on Reddit was like, hey, what's on with Hindash Cosmetics? Is there something happening? Do you know anything? Blah, 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 blah. And now in 2024, we have a new Hindash release, the gradient highlighters. And I talked about these in a You Don't Need That Shit video, I think 3 weeks ago or so. And you won't believe what happened. First of all, I told that short part of the story between me and Hindash. Then people commented saying like, oh my god, that's definitely a reason not to purchase from that brand. If they can't handle that maturely, no thank you, I'm out. One day after that You Don't Need That Shit video, this message landed in my Instagram inbox. Hi Ella, reaching out to you on here after seeing your video. I left you a comment and I just want to apologize for what I've said in the past. It's definitely not okay and I should have known better. If you would allow me to, I'd love to send you a selection of products. You don't need to post about them or even communicate about the brand. Please send me your details along with a number and email for international delivery. Hindash Heart. I didn't know what to say at that moment because when I saw an unread message from Hindash, I was like, okay, that's probably not good now. But that he had the guts to apologize. And let's just circle on that fact that me, this super tiny YouTube girly here, is on the radar of Hindash. For some reason, my video popped up in his, or somebody sent him this. I have no fucking clue how he came to that video. But here he is. And he messaged me and he fucking apologized. I remember I sat, when I read that message, I sat in a kebab shop. We were getting some kebab and I sat there, you know, he was preparing our food and I was like, what the fuck? So I answered, "Hi, I'm honestly speechless right now. It takes a lot of courage to apologize, and I really appreciate this. I would love to receive some products, blah, 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 blah." Then I gave him my address. I also said I was a bit tempted by the highlighters and I was very close on ordering 2 shades. That's not even a lie. When I looked into them, honestly, they look pretty. Like, I was really thinking, like, so much time has passed. Maybe I should give it another try. And yeah, and I said, I'm honestly beyond impressed right now and I'm excited to start over new here. Then I wrote a comment on YouTube, but I don't think it's gone through, so I'm trying it again. And he did wrote that comment, so you can go back to that video. It's there. He said, honestly, it's the least I can do. I really do apologize. I then answered, thank you so much for this. I checked where the comment went. Sometimes YouTube is really weird. Is it okay if I mention this? I will definitely review your products unbiased, but I want to point out the courage you have. And then he wrote, of course, please don't feel pressured to give an unbiased or good review whatsoever. I'm just happy to be able to mend this. So, here we are. Let me just, yeah. He literally sent me the whole line. Oh, wait, that's not all. I forgot some. Wait, here are some more. That's not even all. Wait. More. But now. So what did I get? I will unbox everything in a second because these 2 looks, as you see, I will create them with you. Everything on my face is made with the products here as far as it was possible. So we got 2 of the Manifesto lipsticks in Call Me Peaches. That's what I'm wearing. And Rest in Roses. We got, oh my god. The lip tone in Hush, wearing that. Eye tone in Indra, wearing that. The Hero line eyeliner, wearing that. These came in that box. It's just a PR box. As you can tell, it's empty right now. 3 of the new highlighters in the gradient highlighters, La Luna, Peak Heat, and Doll Dynasty. Then we have all of the color fluids, including the Viral Boy Tears and the Monochromates palette. I was speechless. When he said he wanted to send me some products, I was like, yeah, probably 2 highlighters and we're good. And I would be I would be so happy too, but when I unboxed the fucking package and it's like nearly the whole line, my jaw dropped. I want to say that, you know me, I am always, when I review things, art separating from the artist. Remember my Titanium Fox review? She didn't apologize to this day. I get it, but I gave the palettes still a good review because I like the qualities. I just didn't like the way the owner basically just tried to fool me. These products will get a very unbiased review from me because I want to see the performance of the products. The fact that Hindash apologized, the fact that he sent me over these products, to me, I'm very thankful for that. Not gonna lie, just the apology would have been enough for me to just take a look now into the brand, to just start over. I am a person of second chances and we are all just humans. And it doesn't matter if you are a Hindash or Hindash Cosmetics, if you are a whatsoever from Titanium Foxes, if you are a whatsoever, I just don't know the names right now, from Glamlight, or if you are a whatsoever from Pat McGrath, because I'm pretty sure that Pat McGrath herself is not doing what the social media team is doing there. If you have the courage, if you have the guts, if you have the maturity to sit down and to fucking apologize for a mistake that you did, I am the last person to deny you that apology. I am the last person to not say, okay, we're good, let's start over. But don't fool me again. I'm just saying that. So, my review will be on the product and it will not be on behavior that Hindash did 2 years ago. We can all start over and I'm very, very happy that we have this here. Before we start into the looks, I want to tell you a little bit of a story of emotions that I went through to get these fucking products. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what I'm talking about. My journey with DHL Express. So let's just start by the fact that everything that happened could have been avoided if there was not a single mistake that actually was made with the package Hindash Cosmetics sent out to me. But to be honest, it is such a minimal mistake. Why is this such a big thing to DHL Express? I don't get it. But what happened was, you have the address of me, the receiver, and in the German address system, you have a company field usually for that. And I assume that they mistaken this for maybe putting in the company that it's coming from. But what happened was that the package was actually addressed to Hindash Cosmetics LLC, then my name and then my address, while Hindash Cosmetics LLC is also the sender of the package. So what happened? DHL Express, the duty clearance processes, they took the package and said, hey, something is weird here. Is this a business package? So they sent me an email, and that was September 15th. Yeah, September 15th. They sent me an email, said, hey, we need some more documents to have this so that you can have the package. We need your IORI number. And I'm like, what the fuck is an IORI number? So I Googled, read that, and was like, okay, cool. It's basically an international number that you need as a business when you get a business parcel. So I did that IORI number. You can in 2024 do this online, but it takes a bit until you get that number, but you get a confirmation that you requested that number. So I took that confirmation, sent it to DHL Express, called and was like, hey, here, it's me. It's the one with the package. I don't have that number, but I sent you the request. Is that enough? And she was like, yeah, that's totally fine. We look into that. Looks good. Okay, fine. That was on a Friday or Saturday. I don't know. I think it was Friday. Was it Saturday? I completely forgot. Doesn't matter. But days passed, and then it was a Monday. On that Monday, I got an email from DHL Express saying, hey, we need your request of that IORI number, and we need that request number 887, whatever that document is, and your handwritten signing of that paper. I wrote them back an email. What the fuck are you talking about? What handwritten signing? It's 2024. We can do this online, and I sent you the fucking confirmation. No answer. So a day passed on. I called them again, said, what the fuck is wrong? And she was like, yeah, we need that fucking request. And I was like, there is no freaking request. I did this online. And then she was like, oh yeah, here it is. Okay, calm. Breathe to the center. Find your inner peace. And I was like, is this now everything that you need? And she was like, yeah, but there's still that name, the LLC. And I'm like, yeah, that is a fucking mistake. Can you please just cross it out? This is my address. These are the dates. Please give me my freaking package. And then she was like, yeah, everything is fine. Can you please tell us what's in there? And I'm like, not really. I think it's makeup, or I know it's makeup, but I don't know what exactly is in there because this is a PR package. And then she's like, what is PR? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a content creator, and that's basically stuff that you get sent for free from a brand, either to make content or it's a business transaction at some point. And she was like, yeah, I'm not really good with these new things and the new internet. And I'm like, okay, find your freaking inner peace. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I get that. Okay, the talk was over. The week has passed and it was Friday. So, mind that, a fucking week has passed. So I called again, said, hey, can I get my package, please? And the boy on the phone, the man, he was super friendly. Like all these people that I talked to were very friendly, and I'm very sorry, but I snapped and I said, are you fucking kidding me right now? You have everything that you need, and you're still saying that the fucking package needs more time. What's wrong? And he's like, yeah, it's the duty offices. They take longer, blah, 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 blah. It's not on us, it's on them. I make it with a priority. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. Please do that. And he was like, yeah, but today's Friday, nothing will happen Saturday. I'm like, yeah, I get that. Can you tell me a days? And he was like, probably Tuesday. I think Tuesday. So The weekend has passed. The Monday passed. So we're talking now last week, Monday. So you see this on October 1st? Let me check on the calendar when you see this, because today is September 28th. Yes, October 1st, you see this video. So, and he basically said September 24th, it should be at your house. So, the Monday, September 23rd, passed. Then Tuesday, September 24th, nothing fucking happened. But while that, in the meantime, my package was like touched 100 times. There are so many like processing things, so many notification of like, yeah, it's in clearance process, clearance. So I called again on Tuesday and I said, hi. I want to apologize in advance because I right now snap. And then I'm sorry for her, but I went into full-on Karen mode. I said, I even played that fucking influencer card. And then she was like, yeah, oh shit, that's not good. But you know what? I have a good and bad news. And we're like, oh my God. What's the good news? And she's like, we have everything we need. Like, okay. Inner peace. And I'm like, okay, then tell me what's the bad news. Yeah, it will be sent back to the sender today. And I, as calmly as possible, said, can you please tell me why? And she was like, yeah, the duty officers rejected the package because the term makeup is not enough. And I was like, so you need a detailed, like, what's inside? Yeah, we contacted the brand, but they do not answer in 12 hours. And then I asked her, do you see my phone number? She's like, yeah, it's here that we can contact you. And I'm like, why then didn't you fucking contact me? Because Miss, I forgot her name, and I won't say her name, but I really forgot her name when I talked to her. Like, Miss, just fucking call me. Say, hey, we need a list of that. I know PR complicated, but we need a list of what's inside. I do have a direct way to the fucking brand. What is wrong with you? Yeah, but that's not how we do it. And then I said, so you instead of contacting the receiver, you contact the sender, which I totally understand. You realize they are not responding in your given time frame. That is very short in my opinion. And instead of then contacting me, you send it back? Yeah. Find the inner peace, I said. So then I said, you know what? I think I know what's in there because I saw it on Instagram. I saw what other people were getting. And I told her, can you please enter highlighter in there? And she put highlighter in there, said, yeah, that's enough. And not even 2 hours later, my package was released from customs. And it then finally arrived last Wednesday. Nearly 2 weeks. 5 calls in total. And blood pressure through the roof. To get the fucking information that all they needed was a detailed list of what's inside. And they knew that. They knew that on the Friday when I called. They knew that on that Wednesday when I called. They fucking knew that the whole fucking time. But here we are now with the Hindash PR, and I hope I gave you a good giggle, because now in hindsight I can laugh about that too. Let's move on to the look, or the 2 looks and more with Hindash Cosmetics. Let's start with the color fluids. I have been so blessed. These are all of the color fluids that Hindash has. And there are 4 mattes in here: Canvas, Rising, Thorn, Artist, and then one Ultra Shimmer that is called Boy Tears. And I remember that everybody loves Boy Tears, so I will definitely use this. But I also have one of his palettes. You know, there is the Beautopsy palette and the Monochromance palette that has very, very interesting tones here. So to be honest, Alter and Ego here, I immediately envision as contour shade, maybe even match made because it is a tad bit warmer. It can be work as bronzer. Heavy Petal and Heartthrob, definitely blushes. Antidote to I'm curious how these are going to work. So let me take my watch off so that I can swatch all these beautiful shades for you. Because I of course want to incorporate the fluids and this one. So let's start with the matte fluids. The first one is Canvas. It's an ultra matte, and honestly, this looks like my skin tone a bit, maybe a tad too light, but that is probably a very nice makeup base. So here we have Canvas. Yes, that could also be a concealer, and I'm not mad about this. I hope they will matte or they will dry down super matte and budge proof so I can use them as eyeshadow primer. Then we have the shade Thorn. This is also an ultra matte, and that looks like a deep chocolatey brown. Ooh, it is. Next up, Rising, also an ultra matte, and that is a flaming orange, or more so a pumpkin shade, I'd say. Nice, very nice. And the last ultra matte is Artist. That is, okay, here it looks more like pink, but it's actually more soft mauve toned even. Oh, nice. They could also work as blushes, actually. So I did fan them down a bit so that they turn into their ultra matte finish, and they definitely do. I will let them sit a bit longer, and then I want to do a smudge test with the finger. Since I applied so much, I truly think that they will smudge, but we will see. And the last one we have is Boy Tears Ultra Shiver. I cannot recall how Boy Tears looks like, and I didn't want to spoil myself, so myself, oh my god, why was that so Australian? But now let's see. Oh damn, let's swatch that here. I'm sorry for the fucking gasp. Do you know what we haven't done in a while? The influential fish world. This is a phone video that I took with Flash, and this looks like Urban Decay Moon Dust, but in a liquid. So I will definitely incorporate this. The others are still drying, but yeah, a bit is coming off, but to be honest, I'm not surprised on that. I will wait a bit longer until it's completely dried, and then I will just budget. Let's take a peek now into the Monochromance palette. So far, if I remember that right, the Beautopsy palette is like in the limited edition set now available. That one looks very interesting too, but now let's take a look at Monochromance. Back then, when these launched, in I think the Beautopsy was March 2021, and this one is August 2022, something like that. So it has been a while since these came out. I didn't understand why the gradient. I see the artistic thought behind this, so I'm curious to just explore this. And what I will do now is I will basically swatch the lighter and the darker side of this, and then we will see how they swatch. I honestly do not expect much. Okay, let me take that back. So I try to swatch them like here. So here we have Alter, and Ego. Moving on to Match and Mate. So Match and Mate. Here we have Heavy and Petal. So Heavy and Petal. I mean, the position where I swatch makes it a bit harder, but okay. Then we have Hard and Throb. Anti and Dot or Dote. They're a bit weaker, but in general, from what I recall is that they are in general a bit sheerer, but very buildable. We will of course test that. And then we have Forever and Inked. Inked is a very interesting gray smoked blue. Very, very interesting color palette, and I'm curious how they will perform on the eyes. So the shade down here, Hardest, has dried down completely, and as you can see, it is very matte. There are still some wet globs on top, but you know what we are going to do? Well, now just smudge it. And what I just smudged away was an undried blob. But in general, when I do this, I mean, it's not really coming off aside from these blobs. So, okay, for liquid eyeshadow, that's for first impression, very nice. So let's now see how they perform. So I'm starting with the first eye and I apply the canvas shade now. I applied a bit on my lid and now I'm just smudging that out, blending it in so that we have a nice canvas. I did today already apply an eye primer, so that is maybe a bit misleading now, but I will definitely retry it later on with no primer on. Then I go into Alter and I run this through the crease and transition area. I was not expecting a lot, not gonna lie. This shade is very, very close to my skin tone, so I have just a very soft transition color here. But I take the same brush and go into Ego now. And that one I apply in the crease and I bring it not so high up in the transition area. Next up I go into Heart and that one I also blend into the crease. And with a smaller brush I go into Throb. And that I only apply on the outer V area and bring it maximum to the center of the crease. And with no additional product, I just take one of the first two brushes and diffuse it a bit. So that shade Hardest could now make a very, very nice all over the lid shade, and then I could top it off with Boy Tears. But I want to build the other eye first. So on a bigger brush, I now go into the shade Match. Remember, I did not apply canvas here. And that one I run through the transition area. A bit in the crease too, but mainly transition area. Small blending brush, this is the Refer number 13. I use that now together with Rising. And we saw it in the swatch, it's very pigmented, so I just very, very lightly dab it on, and that was definitely too much. So I basically just swipe some off here on a mixing plate, like that, and work it in at the same time. And that one I start to blend on the inner crease part towards the center, but not all the way to the end. I wipe that brush off on a dry towel, and now I use the shade Thorn in the same way. So I just take some here from this time, from not the applicator, but that little thingy here. I picked up some more because I was a bit too shy with the product. And now I do the same thing and I keep on blending. So on this eye, I will be using On the Lid Now Boy Tears. On this eye, I want to use something else. So I take the Boy Tears and I directly apply this on. And then I take a brush and I work it in, diffuse it, tap it out, you know, so that it looks even. I have also this here. This is the PR package of the new gradient highlighters, and if you saw these already on social media, this contains 3 out of the 4 shades, and I already know that one of these shades will probably not work as highlighter for me, and that's Peak Heat. Peak Heat is described as a bronze radiance, and I will use it as bronzer too today, but I thought that this probably will work very, very well as a eyeshadow for a more warm eyeshadow look, like on this eye. Definitely not a highlighter for me. I'm pretty sure. I haven't swatched these, but I'm pretty sure this isn't a highlighter for me. Again, I haven't swatched it yet, so this is full on surprise. And I apply this on the lid. They do have a gel type texture, like a baked gelée one. I also got the eyeliner, or the 2 eyeliners that Hindash has. One is the eye tone. I think it's a Kajal pencil in the shade Intra. It looks like a nice brown. Ooh, very, very sleek and pretty. And the cap just came off. Whew. Okay, so here we have Intra. It's a kind of reddish brown, definitely works for that eye. And I also got the Hero line, and this is a liquid eyeliner. You know, I'm not a liquid liner person, but I will of course try that. And ooh, not gonna lie, that looks super fancy and sleek. And why does this look like the House Labs one? Am I crazy? And here it is. The shade is ultra black. There's only one shade, and yeah. Okay. So what am I going to do? Will I do liner on both eyes? I think for the balance, I will do that. So I take the Intra liner and I line both of the waterlines with that. I now go into the Dot or Dote shade. And that one I use to blend that on the right eye where it is more pinky pink. And I use the shade Mate. And that one I smudge on the lower lash line of the other eye. I also went into the shade Alter, that super light one. And I used this actually here on both eyes to smudge that and smooth it. Now for the test. I'm using the Hero line first on this eye, and I will line basically a very thin line here on the upper lid, and then I do a tiny wing. Definitely not the most even wing. I barely do winged liner, but to be honest, application usage was very, very easy. It went on a bit like wobbly on this eye where I have boy tears underneath. It was a bit smoother on this eye. For my inner corner highlight, I will be using the boy tears shade on both eyes. It's just too pretty, to be honest. So I took some here on a brush and now I just apply this. But I could also, you know what? Let me directly apply this. Usually with shimmery liquid eyeshadows, it can be a bit harder to do it like that, but with this one, it kind of works. I went with quite a pinky blush today, so on this side it looks a bit off, on this side this matches. I didn't think about it. So, I already showed you that bronzy highlight, but we have 2 more. We also have Doll Dynasty that is called as a pink champagne shimmer. I'm curious. So here we have the pink, here we have the champagne. So this is basically following the same gradient concept. That's why they're called gradient highlighters. But I'm not able to see a gradient in this shade, to be honest. The last one, and that's the one that got me even before Hindash contacted me, thinking, oh, maybe you want to try this. The shade La Luna, that's called a Lilac Moon Pearl. And if you know me, you know these are words in a combination that makes me very wet. So let's take a look inside. Ooh, the gradient is very, very subtle. So I see a bluish lilac-y hint, and here it is more a pearly golden hint. So what do I do? With highlighters that are like this, I usually just swirl the brush. So I do not watch out for any of the gradients. So that's what we're going to do. Let's swatch that one first. Ooh. Keep in mind, these are very build-up swatches. You do not apply these like that, but here we have it. It's very, very champagne pearly. Then we have Doll Dynasty. To be honest, a very interesting shade, and I think I can definitely wear this. So, ooh, that looks very much like Boy Tears, so it looks very much like Urban Decay Moondust. I will do a comparison at the end, I promise. Hopefully I think about it, but I think I will, because I get so hardcore Moondust vibes here. And that one you already saw in the eye, but to make it complete, I'm gonna swatch that too. Yeah, very, very bronzy. Can this work as bronzer? I did apply a very sheer matte bronzer already. I will top it off with that one to see if it works. And here you also have, again, a phone video with flash of all three of the highlights. My usual bronzer brush is already in the to wash bag because I want to wash brushes today, so I take this one. It's a smaller angled one. I usually use these for cream contour, but since this is so flimsy, I think it will work with that too. So I very, very lightly tap into peak heat. And now I just, oh shit, no. That is way too shimmery to work. Or is it? I mean, it can. I mean, it kind of does work. If you really enjoy a super shimmery highlight, maybe it is also the brush. As said, I do not have my regular bronzer brush with me right now. You definitely have to love a very bronzy bronzer or very shimmery bronzer. Not too sure. So on one side of my face, I will now use La Luna, and on the other, I will use Doll Dynasty. And since I have only one brush for highlighter left, I have to be a bit careful. So I take the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I first go into La Luna and go in a circular motion around the whole pan. And now I apply this here. Oh, that's pretty. Very, very sheeny, shiny. And now I just twist it, and I now use it on Doll Dynasty on the other side and apply that here. I think you cannot tell a big difference in this application, but honestly, I think Doll Dynasty here is much more intense than La Luna. Let me try to use this as nose highlight and brow bone highlight to just see how it works on my face. I know I said I will be using Boy Tears as brow bone highlight, but I kind of want to incorporate this, so I take, well, that's dirty. I take a fluffy blending brush, tap into peak heat, and apply this on the nose. Oh no. Oh, let me powder that down. It's too golden. I mean, I just take now whatever is left here. That's better. You know, not every highlighter can be for me. This is definitely more for deeper skin tones. So this one I will be giving away to somebody who has a skin tone that will match this. But I like it as an eyeshadow, so I'm happy that I was able to incorporate this. But I will not use this big thing as eyeshadow. So I will not try this now as brow and highlight. The tone is way too golden, so I will stay with the OG plan here to use Boy Tears. Am I making this up, or was there a bit of a controversy because the name is Boy Tears? I don't know. I'm not sure. I just stepped my eye with mascara. It's watering. Okay, we also have lip products. So I have the one lip tone and both of the Manifesto lipsticks. The color of the lip pencil is Hush. Oh my god. And yeah, there is no shade description. It looks the same as the eye tone, and here it is. It's a nice nudie color, something that I actually wear on a daily basis. And then we have the Ultra Matte lipstick in Call Me Peaches. I am afraid that this is not going to be a color for me. Although, let me swatch it. It's very peachy. Okay, we will see if that works. And then we have Rest in Roses. And this is, okay, the Call Me Peaches is an ultra matte and Rest in Roses is a matte balm. What the fuck is a matte balm? Looks very pretty. Ooh, okay, that's sheerer, I understand. But I wouldn't call this matte. It's more a satin. Let's be honest, colors like this I wear all the time, pretty easy rose tones, so I wanna challenge myself and I will wear Call Me Peaches. So first of all, I line the lips with Hush. That's a very pretty color. This is a very good lip pencil. My favorites are Charlotte Tilbury and MAC, and this one feels even a tad bit better. I'm surprised. And now the Call Me Peaches shade. Start at the center and like that. Honestly, on me, this color is not that peachy. I would say it is a light terracotta brown, but I'm not sure if this is good for my teeth. I think I would wear this, but with a different lip pencil, with something darker to make it work for me. That is too much tone and tone for me, but I do like it in general. But for the daily use or like outside this video, I would definitely pair it with something else in the lip pencil. Maybe with a darker brown, for example. And before I give you some final thoughts on everything that you've seen today, here are the promised comparison with Urban Decay Space Cowboy, because it is this champagne with glitter, but kind of a golden base, but kind of not, kind of there, kind of not. It's a very special shade that even a non-neutral girl like me is, like my heart rate's getting up there. So here we have Space Cowboy. So then we have Doll Dynasty. Okay, it is lighter. I think the base could be quite similar, but Space Cowboy has like glitter specks throughout. And now, Boy Tears. Yeah. Boy Tears, I think, is close, but again, Space Cowboy's specialty is just the amount of glitter in there. And that is very clear again in that flash phone video. You know me. No matter what happens between me and the brand owner or me and the brand in general, I always give an unbiased review. And my unbiased review on Hindash Cosmetics is in general that these products surprised me more than I actually expected. Let's start with the Monochrome's eyeshadow palette. I am amazed by the quality, by the blendability, by the way how these work with each other, how they just get combined. The only ones that I didn't now use are Forever and Inked, but I will definitely do this at some point, just not now because for this look it just was not matching. And I'm very honest with you, I liked the way these blended on my eyes so much that I want to have that Beautopsy palette too, because this has some nice deep reds and oxbloods that I think can work very, very well with me. So I'm actually thinking of maybe purchasing that set that Beautopsy has in, because now I actually want to have it. The lip liner, yeah, that's the lip liner, Hush. I would say this is the surprise product of this video, because what kind of expectation do you have for a lip liner? My expectation usually is like, yeah, it's a lip liner, it works, but it works very, very well. And I'm just hoping that Hindash will expand these and give us more colors, because I like these more than MAC. Do I like these more than the Charlotte Tilbury? I have to try them a lot more to say this, but I actually like these more than some of the MAC lip liners. The eyeliner itself, the Intra Eye-Tone pencil, very, very pretty. The formulation is similar. I'd say this one is maybe a tad bit drier than the lip tone. That eyeliner, that Hero line, yes, of course, I'm not a liquid liner person, so my review on a liquid eyeliner will never be raving, because to be honest, I wish that there was no liquid eyeliner on this look. I think it just kind of made that look a bit too heavy. But for a liquid liner, and compared to what I have tried in my life so far, this is a very good one. This is a very easy one, because the packaging is also very light. The applicator, that like brush tip that is on top there, it is so good. It is dense enough to have control, but it's soft enough to just work like a calligraphy pen, just as this should. So I'm fairly impressed with this, and you might see me using this again. I cannot say a lot about the matte balm lipstick, so I will include this later on in a speed review video. Since I haven't worn this yet, I just see that I like the color. But let's talk about this one. The more I wear the shade Call Me Peaches, the more it's growing on me. I don't like how it looks, of course, with that more pinky eye look, yes, but I love how this works with that warmer, more fallish eye look, and I like that. It is an ultra matte formula, as it says in the packaging, but it does not feel drying. There is something on the lips. It is a tad bit dry, but remember the Made by Mitchell lipsticks, the Mattitudes? These felt like I just mixed glue with sand and that applied on the lips. These feel creamy. You feel that this is a matte lipstick, but they do not dry out the lips, at least by the time that I'm wearing this. The color fluids, out of all the liquid eyeshadows I've tried, my favorite ones in the matte area have been so far the Rabanne ones and the About Face ones. These, I think, are even a tad bit better. Especially this one will get a very, very in-depth test, and this will get a special place, not with my other liquid eyeshadows, because this I want to try as eyeshadow primer. The shade is just so fucking perfect. And these, honestly, that orange as a base for a fall look, you will probably see me wearing this. I'm stunned. I like the way they work. I like the way they just stayed on. And yes, on the smudge test, of course it's smudge because there were still undried blobs because I did not apply them fairly even. I just globbed them on. They will get further testing. And I'm excited to reach for these. Who the fuck am I? And then we have Boy Tears. Whatever I expected got exceeded. This is so pretty. This is so right up my alley. This is such a me color. And you probably be like, yeah, but red is a you color. Yes, red is also a me color. But I love shimmers that have this kind of transparent base that will just shine and sparkle and give you ethereal vibes. And I absolutely see myself incorporating this as inner corner highlight, as lid shades, as topper shades, maybe even as highlighter. I'm stunned. Boy Tears, that deserved the viral moment it had. And is it still viral? Tell me. And now to the newest product of the Hindash line, the highlighters. I already said it, peak heat is just too bronzy for me. I like the quality, I like the way this works as eyeshadow, but I will not reach for it as eyeshadow, so I will give this away to a friend. And then we have La Luna and Doll Dynasty here. Honestly, I thought I would like La Luna more than Doll Dynasty, but here on the face, I actually like Doll Dynasty more. But these will also get much more testing, more application, more wear time, and they will be featured in a speed review that will probably be up somewhat mid-October. So I plan to film the speed review next or the week after that, and then I will have tested these a bit more. I mean, with powder highlighters, honestly, what can you test? It just takes some more different look combinations for me to fully see the potential of a highlighter shade. So I want to take that moment and just say one more time, thank you to Hindash for reaching out. Thank you so much for apologizing. As I said already, it just takes some guts to be that mature and just say, hey, I fucked up back then. I was dumb back then. I mean, he didn't say it like that, but you know, just the whole vibe, like just realizing, hey, I did something wrong. My behavior was not cool. Time to be responsible for that, time to take accountability for that and just apologize. And I'm very, very thankful for that. Let me please know down below, what do you think of the brand? What do you think of these looks? Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out any cool videos. LMS is just right around the corner. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.